because he's black and he works late hours. The officers who stopped him say they're just doing their job. Tonight, the I-Team has video so you can decide for yourself. Chris Glorioso reports on this late-night dentist blowing the whistle on what he calls obvious police bias.
My faith in the NYPD has been compromised.
This is Dr. Benjamin Shirley, and this is Dr. Shirley in his dental office 9 months ago. He's on security video doing lab work and paperwork, wearing a hoodie and taking out the trash.
It was my dream to set up an office in late hours. I'm a night owl.
Since his office is open till 10 p.m., it's not uncommon for Dr. Shirley to be here after midnight. But on this night, 2 NYPD officers happened to see him walk back in after taking out that trash. They knock and buzz the intercom, and you can see Dr. Shirley answer from the reception desk.
I identified myself immediately and said, Dr. Shirley, can I help you? They said, we want you to come outside and we want you to show your ID.
But that did not sit well with Dr. Shirley, because this is his office and he was doing nothing wrong.
He was a business owner walking into his business, walking into this door.
After the officers insisted on ID, shining their flashlights at him, Dr. Shirley says he got frightened.
Mayor City 911, do you need police, fire, medical?
And called 911.
Hi, I'm actually being harassed by the cops here. I'm pretty scared here. I'm here working in my office, and I'm here, and they shine the flashlight in my face, and I asked him, and what are you bothering me here for? And he said he wanted to see my ID.
Do you want to talk to internal affairs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here working in my office.
Sir, okay, 1 second.
I don't know if maybe because I'm African American.
The dispatcher did call an internal affairs supervisor to the scene, and that's when Dr. Shirley opens the door.
We have to verify that.
He hands over his ID. He is who he says he was, but the confrontation continued. The officers say the stop was justified.
You don't even have a warrant, and you know what? You don't know who I am. I'm the owner.
How do we know?
I'm the owner, and I'm being threatened.
How do I know that you're the owner?
But you know what?
I asked you for ID.
But I am the owner, and guess what? I'm being threatened right now. I have a flashlight in my face. I'm shaking right now, and I don't deserve this.
The I-Team asked the NYPD if this is considered a legal stop, and if there's any legal basis for requiring Dr. Shirley's ID. The department declined comments, citing pending litigation. Shirley's attorney, Reza Rezvani, has filed notice he intends to sue for civil rights violations.
The fact is that everything that happened to Dr. Shirley, from the moment he walked into his office, from the time that he came out and was forced to come out by the police officers, everything was because of his color of his skin. And none of it would have happened if he was white.
This is clearly a teachable moment because the officers could have explained themselves better.
Former NYPD Chief of Patrol Wilbur Chapman says it's impossible to know if implicit bias motivated the officers to question the African-American dentist. But he says videos of the incident demonstrate the need for true community policing, a strategy where beat cops are anchored to the blocks they patrol and get to know them intimately. If they had, they might have known Dr. Shirley and his late-night hours.
If the officers had been there on a steady basis and had gotten to know the dentist and the dentist gotten to know them, they wouldn't have had this conflict.
Dr. Shirley says he might have brushed the incident off, except he was stopped by the NYPD 2 years ago for nearly the same thing.
And why are you guys stopping me?
In that case, Dr. Shirley says he was taking out the trash again when these 2 officers claimed an alarm went off in his dental office.
Did you get an alert saying that the alarm went off?
So what we're doing was just seeing where you're coming from, if everything's okay, because we see you pawing on the door.
But there's no alarm that went off.
You see the light blinking inside.
That's appalling. It's appalling.
According to an email from the NYPD to Dr. Shirley's law firm, the internal affairs inquiry into what happened 9 months ago is now closed, with no discipline for the officers. Dr. Shirley says he's now considering changing his late-night hours. What do you think would have happened if a white man had walked through that door, not you?
Nothing. Black professionals, you can work hard, you can do the right thing in life, but ultimately, you're still African American, and you're still going to be treated like an African American.
Dr. Shirley's attorney says he wants to see dash cam and body cam video from before the officers approached the dentist's door. He says that will give a better understanding of what the suspicion really was before they asked for ID. So far, the NYPD has not provided that video or even said if there is any. Chris Glorioso, News 4 New York.